time that we get to discuss the city's business. We ask for your blessing to be on the city. Lord, we ask that tonight you would guide and lead our conversation. May it bring honor and glory to you. Father, give us wisdom far beyond our years. And Lord, we thank you for that in Christ's name. Amen.
First item we have is our consent agenda. Anyone have any comments or questions?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Stroller?
Yes.
Dow?
Yes.
Moxley?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Nation?
Yes.
Wade?
Yes.
Warner?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes. Item 4, we're going to have any comments from those assembled. Anyone wish to speak to the municipal authority this evening? Seeing none. Item 5, proclamations, commendations, reports, and inquiring of the body, by the body, governing body. Anyone on the panel here have any questions they need to discuss? Seeing none. Is there any new business? Seeing none, item 7.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second.
Stroller?
Yes.
Dow?
Yes.
Moxley?
Yes.
Norman? Nation?
Yes.
Wade?
Yes.
Warner? Yes. Johnson?
Yes. Now we'll call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Perry, January 23rd, 2014. Roll call.
Stroller?
Here.
Dow?
Here.
Moxley?
Here.
Norman?
Here.
Nation?
Here.
Wade?
Present.
Warner? Here. Johnson?
Here. Item 1, the consent agenda. Is there any items that you would like removed for further consideration before we make a motion on them?
Motion approved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Stroller?
Yes.
Dow?
Yes.
Moxley?
Yes.
Norman?
Yes.
Nation?
Yes.
Wade?
Yes.
Warner? Yes. Johnson?
Yes. Item 4 is comments from those assembled. Anyone wish to make any comments before this council? Anyone wish to make comment? Seeing none, let's move on to item 5, proclamations, commendations, reports, and inquiries by the governing body. Anyone needs to cover any item of that tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to item 6. City manager's report.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, we got the Cow Creek Bridge finished, right? Well, now ODOT has scheduled the bridge on Cedar, just east, that's just west of the intersection of Cedar and Highway 86. So that's on their 2015 schedule. So that'll be a big project, and it'll be,
Unless it falls in before then.
That's true. And it'll inconvenience a lot of people, we know that. And so we'll be working with them on the detour. They're already working up the plan for the relocation of our water, sewer, and electric utilities that are in that area. So just giving everybody kind of a heads up, you know, out there in 2015.
Easy Drill, right?
Well, it'll be, it's on Cedar. It's the bridge on Cedar,
Closest to the tracks,
yeah,
closest to the little
By
And
the-
then
convenience
just
store.
go
by
ahead
the
and
old pizza
build
tracks.
that up a little bit and go over the top of the railroad tracks.
Would be my plan,
That'd be good. My plan.
or go under, I don't care.
So anyway, more.
You'll get a little idea of that next week when Burlington Northern shuts it down on
Yes.
Tuesday morning until 3 o'clock Wednesday.
Right. I was gonna mention that, because it wasn't in my report, but we have received notice from BNSF, Burlington Northern Santa Fe. They're gonna close Cedar east of 6th Street to 4th. And it's gonna be closed down from the 28th at 8 a.m. until the 29th at 3 p.m. And they're gonna be doing repairs to the track there on Cedar Street.
It's gonna be fun.
So, again, it's gonna be an inconvenience, but hopefully it'll be worth it, that, you know, what they actually do, smooths things out and makes it a safer, crossing. Yeah. Signal Tech, the signal at Sixth, well, the lack of a signal at Sixth and Fir, I guess I should say. Parts are on order. I don't have a firm delivery date from those, from Signal Tech, but, we'll be responsible for clearing out, what's there now, the old signal and concrete bases and all of that, and we'll also have to run a new electric service to serve both sides. So that'll be our, our part, but we really don't want to do a whole lot. We don't clear it out until we know for sure when they're going to start the work. So I'll continue to keep you updated as we, keep that, that project on the forefront. Bryce and I are trying to figure out how we're going to get more money out of the company that actually caused that damage. CUD Pressure Control has been not easy to work with, I would say, or their insurance company, maybe I should say that. We think that it's, we think that we need a little bit more compensation for the repair of that signal, and they're not so excited about that. So no doubt that they caused it. We have pictures, police report, all of that. So we're gonna do our best to get as much from that so that we can offset the actual cost that it'll be to replace that signal. Fire Chief Wayne had a couple of promotions recently. Jeff Sipple was promoted to captain, and Ryan Corn was promoted to lieutenant. And so we congratulate those. That's, as a result of a retirement. We had a couple of positions to bump up. So we congratulate those two. And also, Captain Sipple was the Kyle King Fireman of the Year selected, and so congratulations goes out to him for that honor. We were recognized by the Oklahoma State Department of Health for our fluoride program. This award, they recognize water systems that have a monthly average for at least 9 months, and we did one better than that. We did it for 12 months. So our fluoride program, it's good to be recognized for good things when it's the state agencies that are involved. Last week, employees from City Hall and the library attended OMAG training for customer service. It was presented by OMAG, Pam Spinks, and everybody is, a lot of times it's, the training, you learn things that you probably already knew. It's just a lot of times it's a refresher. Sometimes they tell you things, give you some ideas of how to be more customer friendly and how to handle difficult people. So. And also sharing information with the others that were at the training. So that's always helpful as well. So we're trying to be customer friendly, smile, be pleasant. And actually I would say that they're already customer friendly. This just kind of reminds them of some things to do. Perry Senior Citizens received $1,500 from the CREC Foundation for facility repairs, so we appreciate the CREC Foundation for that. And Senior Citizens are a great program, and Michelle McCrary, who oversees that program, does a great job. Last week we hosted a session for Leadership Noble County, talked about city government and how it's organized and some of the current things that we're doing. And there were about, I think, 10 program participants there. So we appreciate the opportunity to be on their curriculum. Chief Thomas wouldn't want to slide you. We're accepting applications for a police officer through the end of this month. So we've gotten a few applications in, and so at the end of that time, we'll bring them in, run them through the physical agility and the hiring process. This week I've been at the City Managers Conference in Stillwater, and lots of good sessions. The one on Phase 2 stormwater wasn't real exciting, but it's one of those that we have to be, up on so that we know what the requirements are and what the regulations are. But anyway, that'll finish up noon tomorrow. And I believe that's all the report I have.
Thank you.
If there's any questions,
How many police officer positions we got left to fill?
one. Brian would like 3, but 1.
Thank you, Mary. Now our chief financial officer's report, and he brought in his 8th quarterback to replace him this time, Christy Jones. Ms. Jones, would you report, please?
Yes, thank you for letting me be here tonight. Direct your attention to the scheduled cash. As of the end of December, we are sitting with $6,849,000 in cash. Of that, $3.5 million is unrestricted. The remainder, the 3.4, is restricted. We had about a $21,000 change from last month in our cash. Not a significant change, but most of that occurred within the unrestricted funds. So we're sitting with a healthy cash balance as of the end of December. Next, I wanted to talk about the Perry General Fund, the Statement of Revenue and Expenditures. If you go through December, we're at 50% of our year, so we should be at about 50% of our budget. Looking down through here, sales tax jumps out. It's at 63%, so that's great. We've had healthy sales tax collections through the end of December this year. December was one of our highest months. At 64,000, we were averaging about 55,000 a month, so that's great. Also, if you look down through here, you're going to notice that most of our expenditures are right in line with where they're supposed to be. That's a tribute to Mary and her group and the department heads being diligent, watching those expenditures so that they don't get too high. I will also point out that economic development and municipal court, those two have budget amendments that we're going to talk about later tonight, so those are high, but we have budget amendments for them. That's all I've got on the general fund. So next we've got our Perry Municipal Authority. Same situation here with our expenditures. Most of them are right at 50% or lower. Our electric revenue as of the end of the year, that's where we make most of our money in PMA. That's our cash cow. It's at 57%. That's where you'd want to see it. You'd want to see it above the 50 because most of our revenue is derived in those hotter months, and we've already had those. So that's right on track with where it should be. But that's all. Yeah, that's all we've got on Perry Municipal Authority. But I welcome any questions that you all may have. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Easy today.
That wasn't
Item 8, consider approval of amendments to the City of Perry 2013-2014 budget, providing for a net decrease of $108,115 and making certain other amendments. Ms. Jones, could you go through this one?
Sure. So on the general fund, we're increasing our revenues by the $294,000. That's going to be our increased hotel motel tax. So that's accounting for that. It's also accounting for sale of land that we had. We also received a fire grant, so we've increased that budget line item as well. There's a couple other departments that just had higher year-to-date income, so we've increased those as well. On the expense side, we're increasing that as well by $403,000. The bulk of that's going to be for our new bond payments. There's also a land purchase that we've increased expenditure for and a water sewer project. And so if you turn to the actual budget summary, you'll see what you normally see. The first column is going to be what you've already approved. The second column is going to be these amendments that we're addressing tonight and the actual line items that they affect. And so are there any questions on the budget amendments? Okay, well, thank you.
Motion to approve amendment number, or this amendment.
Yes.
Moxley,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Nation,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you. Item 9, consider approval of real estate contract with White Iron Incorporated for the sale of 5-acre tract identified as parcel number 9 in the Perry Industrial Park. White Iron has signed the agreements, Mary told me just now, to purchase the 5 acres for $30,000. Approval of this contract is authorized, will authorize the sale and purchase of the property.
What is white iron?
That's a great question.
Ed Roberts, with, representing White Iron is here, and he could probably, if you
White
want-
Iron is a company owned by Andale Brady Mix Center.
Oh, so it's what we already talked about.
Yeah, it's Andale Brady Mix, it's buying it, but we're buying it through White Iron Inc. It's a
Okay.
company that we have.
I'm good with that.
What is your recommendation,
I
Council?
thought we got another one.
Well, yeah.
Man, they love us.
Man, I just got let down.
Count us as two.
Still won monies though.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Third.
Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Nation,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Item 10, we're gonna receive a recommendation of the Perry Planning Commission regarding an application filed by the city of Perry, Oklahoma, and White Iron Incorporated, collectively the applicant, for rezoning of the current zoning of I-1, which is light industry in the zoning districts, 2, and I-2, which is heavy in the industrial district, to permit the location operation of industry specializing in the manufacture of a super slurry to be used in the oil and gas industry for the building of oil well pads and related industrial manufacturing concerns in the Perry Industrial Park Parcel 9, hereafter called the property.
Move to approve.
Second.
You get the recommendation first.
Actually, this is just the
Just the
recommendation.
Just, yeah.
The next one will pass the ordinance. We do have the chairman here who could probably make a report.
He'd love to make the report.
Oh, sure. Yes. The planning commission met this evening. We discussed the application, and our recommendation to the council is to approve.
Great report.
Thank you, Mr.
Any
Frank.
question?
You stood up for that?
Well, I could have said no, but I thought that would be in
They'd
it.
be buying a lot of water from us to create this slurry with. We don't have much, I mean,
The water, the amount of water, it's,
It could be up to 1 million
yeah, a
gallons a
million,
month.
yeah.
A month.
million
We
a
can
month.
handle that.
Oh,
increase
yes.
capacity.
And it's reused. I mean,
Remember
it
that.
doesn't,
He said, oh, yes. We'll run out of water.
it is reused. So
Recycle.
Kennedy said, oh, it's okay.
it's reused, it, you know, doesn't go into the sewer system, it's
No.
reused and reused and reused.
It's
and
recycled.
Recycled, yeah.
Now, is this the same zoning that the RNN has?
Yes.
Right.
So, I mean, just refresh my memory, are we rezoning this as parcels as we go? Is that correct?
Yes.
It's needed by whoever.
And actually, there was some.
Yeah, there was discussion about whether we should take this parcel by parcel, or should we take the whole industrial park and just zone it I-1 or I-2.
Right.
And that discussion will be continued to next month, and we are looking at site plan reviews and how our verbiage is written and what requirements we're gonna have on individuals who apply for site plan reviews and zoning. Primarily, we're gonna look at that issue next month at the planning commission meeting, and we will get back with you on that. So, we agree, but we need to discuss. Makes more sense to,
Politically correct, okay, I understand.
yeah. So, but I wanna have a meeting and get everybody's input. And if you have input, if the council has input into this issue, be more than happy to hear from you.
It just seems like every parcel we sell, we come back to this point.
Exactly.
It could be a point we could just skip over.
And Bryce can address the legal issues if he so desires at this point. But from a planning commission standpoint, we see the benefit in it, but we want to talk about it.
The land.
We didn't have time this evening to discuss it.
The land that was sold to Gateway, it's South River Investments. You know, from our understanding, what their use of the property would be, it didn't need to be rezoned to I-2, but even if it was I-2, they could do, you know, it wouldn't be a problem. Because anything that's allowed in I-1 can be done in I-2, so.
We zoned the property to I-1. We weren't sure how it would develop.
Correct.
You know, and it looks like folks are wanting the heavy industrial, zoning. And we think that we could probably, if we provided regulation, currently, there is no site plan requirement for industrial property. Okay, and yet the same rationales and reasons to do one for commercial property exist with industrial property, with the exception of residential is normally not nearby, and that's one of the reasons why you do it for commercial property. So we're going to talk about including industrial in the site plan and maybe making a few more provisions there. And then you could probably rezone it all to I-2, and then we could have the site plan review, and we could provide the regulation there to make sure that they didn't harm infrastructure, there's the proper infrastructure, and that neighbors weren't adversely affected. That's the thinking. But we haven't had this incursion. We haven't had the. We haven't
It's a nice problem to have.
We haven't had the good luck to do this. Now, if we did do this, this would also apply to everything that they do up on the hill too. So,
Any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you.
Now, item 11 is consider approval of ordinance 2014-2, amending the zoning on a specific tract of real property situated in the northeast quarter of section 19, township 21 north, range 1 west, Indian Meridian, located in Noble County, state of Oklahoma, from I-1 industrial light zoning district to I-2 industrial heavy zoning district for saving, severability, servability, repealer, and declaring an emergency. We have recommendation from the planning commission, so what is your
Move to
pleasure?
approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Star,
Yes.
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Nation,
Yes.
Wade,
Aye.
Warner,
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yes.
Emergency. Move for emergency.
Second.
Second.
Stroller,
Yes.
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley,
Yes.
Norman,
Yes.
Nation,
Yes.
Wade,
Aye.
Warner, Johnson.
Yes. Item 12, consider approval of resolution 2014-01 of the City Council of the City of Perry, Oklahoma, notifying the Secretary of the Noble County Election Board that there will be a nonpartisan special election for the election of mayor on Tuesday, April 1, providing for dates for the filing period and for such special election, the mayor's office to be filed in such a special election, and the qualifications for office.
Motion to approve resolution 2014-01.
Second.
Would you like me to read the filing period before we vote on it? In the record?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. The filing period will be from February 10th through February 12th, 2014, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The election will be held on April 1st, 2014. The successful candidate will serve until April 20th, 2015.
When would the actual, just upon election, takes office?
That's in the resolution.
April 21st.
April
Yeah,
20th.
the 21st.
Vote.
Stroller,
Yes.
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley,
Yes.
Norman, Nation,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes.
Warner,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Next item is item 13, approval of shelter agreement with the Red Cross. This involves the Armory and their ability to use this thing in case there's an emergency declared and they need a place to house people for a short period of time if their homes are destroyed or they're removed from their homes by weather or whatever, other threats. And we've had agreements like this in the past with the Red Cross, and I think this is,
I think we've done this too for when we had an ice storm
Yeah.
and the people couldn't get down the interstate and they would come off the interstate too.
The Red Cross came and did a walkthrough of the entire Armory facility, looked at, you know, what areas would be good for certain activities, you know, during an event like that. And so, you know, this is a multi-page survey that they did, you know, kind of, so that they know what's available and, you know, the facility. And so, makes it a little more official than maybe in the past.
I have a question that you probably may or may not know, but if something were to happen and we needed that, how does another Red Cross, they would come in and manage it, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And did they work with local agencies and stuff like that as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Emergency management, you know, police and fire, you know, all the agencies would work together.
Well, I just wonder how I guess my question is more among the Minister Alliance and stuff and how they would be able to help participate with the churches and stuff like that. I might need to get
maybe
in contact with them and make sure they
Actually,
know
I'm
we're
gonna meet
live.
tomorrow with Mary Ann White, who's with the Red Cross in Stillwater, and I can pose that question.
Yeah, you might mention her, give her my number,
Yeah.
because
I will.
she could even come to a meeting or something.
Mhm, yeah.
We can have a plan for us.
what is your pleasure, Council?
Motion to approve the agreement with the American Red Cross.
Second.
Stroller,
Yes.
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley,
Yes.
Norman, Nation,
Yes.
Wade,
Aye.
Warner,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Okay, item 14, we're closing in on the end of this thing, folks. New business. Anyone want to bring new business for this council?
I just have a question, I don't know if it'd be new business or not, but it's the $1 million question. Have we got a site plan or anything from Ruble Vance?
We don't have a full set of plans. We've received a site plan,
Okay.
but not the full, you know, not the building plans, not the big rolled up set of plans that you usually would see for a development like that.
But we got something.
Yes.
All right, that's an improvement from a couple weeks ago.
Yes, it is.
I thought they were supposed to break ground the 1st of December.
I thought it was October originally or something.
Yeah, it's,
Well, I think
it's,
it was like 11 months ago.
right.
Well, they and Chevrolet have got an agreement worked out.
We're
There
getting-
is some activity.
Yes.
That's a plus, that's
yeah.
good.
Is there activity on the
Ye-
site?
Yes, they're doing some you know,
They're drilling
Drilling.
boring holes to see what type of material they have on it, sir.
yeah.
And where the groundwater may be, that type. Boring water is what they're doing.
Right.
Well, I know everybody's, including the employees down here, working at the Ruble Vance, they're anxious, they're ready to.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
a question kind of relating to that, but the alleyway that goes by their property,
The current property.
like if you're going back to by the bank and
Oh,
you need to
yes.
go that way, it is in terrible shape and I use that all the time. I mean,
Well,
it's
don't
got
use that.
potholes. Well, you almost have to make a U-turn or go around the block, so it's, if you're going out of town, it's just easy to use.
I think you're
Well-
being generous calling that.
I think
called an alley.
that's a good point, and we can bring it up in future items, is to prioritize the
Everybody from the driving
street
fast.
improvement needs of the
Speed
city
bump
and try and
system.
set about a work plan to do that. along
Chief
with
probably
water
has
and
cops go
sewer.
down there and do that, stop them guys from coming in and out of the bar back there.
Digging holes out there.
That's where all the traffic comes from. The police go around.
The police circle them.
Okay, thank you. Item 15. We need to convene into executive session for the purpose of discussing a confidential communication between the governing body and its attorney concerning potential claim or legal action involving the downtown streetscape project. Since the governing body finds with the advice of its attorney that disclosure would seriously impair the ability of the public body to process a claim or legal action in the public interest.
Move to approve.
Second.
Stroller,
Yes,
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley.
Sure, sign the agreement before you leave.
just go down.
Nation. Wade.
Yes.
Warner.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay.
How be?
Oh, okay.
That's different.
Bryce might have been having that dream too.
We have a motion and second to reconvene. Roll call, please.
Oh, well, I got who did the motion and who did the second.
I had the motion, Glenn had the second.
Okay, Stroller,
Yes.
Dow,
Yes.
Moxley.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Nation.
Yes.
Warner. Yes. Johnson.
Yes.
No, 7-3.
Have we, item 17, do we need to take any action deemed necessary to pursuit of this executive session?
Not at this time.
Is that the agreement with the council? So we'll take no action. Item 18, please.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Stroller,
Yes.
So
Dow,
excited.
Yes.
Moxley.
Yes.
Norman.
Yes.
Nation.
Yes.
Wade.
Yes.
Warner.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes.